If you want to find the lobby, it's just Battlegrounds. If you type that in, you should find it. Otherwise, I have the lobby code for you.
Alright. Remind me of the format. Is it best of 3?
So it's play all three.
Play all.
Even if it's 2-0, we prefer finishing the set because at any point matters.
Got it. Yeah, I'm not finding.
Battlegrounds you want to search.
There we go. I got it.
Perfect. So what you might want to do as well is, if it works, is stream it on Discord as well, so people can join the lobby if they want to watch here. That's what Ben did at least.
Okay. Let me just pull up Capture Age real fast.
Of course.
Okay. Alright, cool. So, oh good, they just started. Alright, and I can... Ooh, I actually can't stream on Discord and Twitch at the same time.
No worries, then Twitch is fine. Twitch is in the Discord channel, so they can watch it there.
Okay, so, we've got... Who do we have here? We've got Fairytale Fox and Grim on a team against BurgeeBoy and Squittlez. Now, I know they chose home maps. Did they also draft civs as well, or is it free pick civs?
Only the mid-elo bracket has a ban. After that, it's free pick.
Okay,
So,
got it.
for all the other brackets, it's going to be free pick. Free pick on Socotra, and we have Sicilians, Ethiopians against Maya and Magyars. What's your opinion on the Civ matchup here?
So Socotra different elos play out this map differently. The way it usually works at a high level is it's a very lame heavy map, very aggressive. At a lower elo, that's not really the case. It plays out a lot more standard. With that being said, I do really like the Mayans pick on this map. It's very nice to have both the Eagle Scout and the extra villager. Eagle Scout you get more line of sight from, and you also win a scout fight in Dark Age. So that makes it very nice both to defend yourself from being lamed, and also to go forward and lame if you want to do that.
You're going to immediately see that Eagle Scout engage with the scout from the Ethiopian player. Grimcharm needs to back off. Jade, I just got word of 2 questions. One, if you could turn your mic up slightly, and the second, if you could change your title to casting Battlegrounds.
Ah, yes, I can do both of those. I can turn myself up slightly, which it should be up. Should be turned up now. You can let me know if I'm still too quiet. Then...
I'll probably receive message if you are. So we'll be fine.
Okay. Battlegrounds, this is the low elo division.
Yes, correct.
Okay, there we go. That should be updated now. Okay, so we are seeing Burgie go forward, do some laming with a villager. This is very standard for this map. You go forward with your scout, you go forward with villager, and you try to steal an elephant if you can. If you can't, you shoot down the enemy deer so it starts rotting. And if you want to get really ballsy with it, you can start walling in resources with your villager. I don't expect that kind of laming from these elos.
I don't either. I am curious to see if the Sicilian player is going to go aggressive at the start of feudal with the Don John. Curious if she's going to play to the strength of the Sicilians there. Skittles losing the Eagle Scout.
It did lose the
Trying
eagle,
to snipe
tried
it,
to notice that Loom wasn't in yet, tried to pick off a villager, but the scout was already weak, so not quite gonna work out there. Yeah, Sicilians can play Donjon Rush. Donjon's also a very good defensive tool. But the way these players have set up, both teams have gone for a classic archer player, cav player. And usually you don't want the Sicilians going for a Donjon Rush if you want them to play scouts.
Right as you say that, the first donjon comes out.
Yeah, first Donjon's out, very nicely placed. It's going to defend both that stone and that gold, which is very important to get control of early on. That being said, though, Fox does have a really nice generation with her other golds over on the left side here. She can easily wall from the wood line out to her berries and have both of those safe back there. It's not
She's got
always
some
the case,
fantastic
though.
golds. Nice back res for her. Like, she's got 3 gold piles all at the semi side of her base instead of at the front. Even if they were to pressure one, she'd have one to pull off too, which is a good thing for the long run. And she goes to stone.
Yeah, Grim's also got nice back golds. Fergie's golds are a bit more forward, also at the bottom of hills. Very obnoxious to deal with. He's also gone heavy on farms pretty early on. It's not too crazy, since food on Socotra can be really difficult to come by. So, it's not all that uncommon to see a few farms early on.
I think he didn't get the injection from his deer early, which made him delayed. Had the feeling to drop farms after to try and compensate it.
Yeah.
Long distancing the deer at the same time now.
Yeah, Fox is
Double range.
walling up here, but I don't like these walls. It kind of doesn't defend everything you want defended. You're gonna wall
Agree.
up, wall in front of these golds, so you can have them a little more defended. And it does protect your wood line to some extent, which is nice. But if you continue with these walls, you're gonna end up laming your farm placement later. So it's okay to build your walls a little bit wider. My rule of thumb is if you're gonna build walls close to your TC, have them be 2 farm widths away.
So you at least have the space to drop a farm and still be safe from any archer raids,
Yeah.
etc.
You can farm without your farmers being attacked by archers. You can also fall back and drop like a defensive military building if you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have liked to see the walling from the top of the berries just to that tree line on the left, just a straight line there. Both goals would have been pocketed. Let's see. Have a message.
We are seeing Donjons starting to go forward with some sergeants here. Sergeants are a very scary unit in Feudal Age because of their armor. They have base armor, 2 melee, 1 pierce armor, which means if they get the first armor upgrade, there's not a lot of units that can kill them in Feudal Age. You pretty much have to have mass archers to deal with that.
Giddle's currently sitting on 0 archers, but 4 in queue, so see how fast he can get them out to deny something. But the next dungeon going up on the next stone and gold pile, on a hill, taking some map control.
Yeah, these dungeons on top of the hill here are going to be annoying to deal with. Fortunately for Squittlez, he does have this back gold that he can take. And he is the Mayan, so he does have cheaper ranged units anyway. But what you have to do against a play like this is you have to fall back to a position you're guaranteed to defend and build a tower there. So if he builds a tower like next to this gold here that's in a line, then that kind of stops Fox from pushing forward. And it's really unintuitive to intentionally give up ground at the start. because players want
100%.
to have as much control as possible, and could start getting pressured right now, start making some mistakes. But the best play here is just to fall back, mass up some archers back here, drop a defensive tower if you feel like it's too much, and then just prevent them from gaining too much ground.
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive the way you bring it, but yes, sometimes catching the opponent is better than trying to stop them completely. Catch them on your terms.
We do have Burgie over here with some scouts to help defend this. Magyar scouts do have the free attack, and they're also cheaper. So, very good unit.
But how do you think they fare against the sergeants?
Against sergeants, it's really tough. Yeah, there's no infantry armor in for Fox yet. If she does get that upgrade in, even with the free attack upgrade on these scouts, they're only doing 3 damage to these sergeants, so it's going to take forever to whittle them down.
And in the meantime, they take a lot more damage, as we can see.
So this is really good pressure here for Fox and Grim right off the start here. And the key for Squittlez defending here is going to be the archer mass. Scouts are going to be nice, but they're not going to be the key player here. The main thing a scout player does is throw away their scouts. But it's about waiting for the right moment to do that. As long as you can keep these archers alive, you'll be okay. But if all the archers go down, it kind of doesn't matter how many scouts you make. You're not going to be able to push this back.
Yeah, and right now, Fox is making sergeants and spears, which is I feel like a nice combination for the scouts. Gives good meat shield for the archer player. But Skittles microwing on that hill very nicely. But no real winner in that trade.
Is doing pretty well. It's kind of stalemated here. But now there's another donjon going down for Fox. And this donjon is going to start to be pushing into territory Squittlez can't afford to lose. It's going to gain control of this gold pile he has. It's going to push him off some farms. So he kind of has to stop this from going up. And it looks like he
Doing
really
his best at that.
doesn't want to build a counter tower here.
Snipes one Vil. Does he get the second? He gets the second, but the sergeants can just reinforce it. Temporary deny, but is it going to full deny?
So far, this defense is not too bad. I mean, he has plenty of farms down behind this, so he should be going up to Castle Age relatively soon. Looking at his resources, he should be able to do that once the market goes up and he balances his eco. BurgeeBoy also looks like he's about to be going up as well once he gets a bit more gold in. And Fox is not really all that close to going up. Very little food in the bank. And this is just kind of what happens when you go forward. It's a risk to go forward, go for a tower rush like this. You're sacrificing your eco at the start and hopefully do damage to your opponent's eco. And
I feel like it's been a little disrupting, but the follow-up for the next steps is not looking too smooth for them. And Skittles is up to Castle Age. Burgie very close.
yeah, the other main thing you have to think about when going for a tower rush, the lower the elo is of the player, the more interesting a tower rush becomes, I feel like. Because it's both harder for the defender, but it's also harder for the attacker. Because the main thing you have to worry about if you're going forward for a tower rush is keeping your economy working. And if we look at Fox's idle TC time, it's over 7 minutes already. So our villager count is about 10 vills behind everybody else. And not because she's been attacked, solely because of idle time. So that's the main thing you have to worry about when you're doing a tower rush.
And I don't know if you saw, but Burgie's scouts just came by Fox's base to idle it, and now the Grimm's archers are in Burgie's base to idle it. They are trading some idle eco time, trading some vills here. Grim in a good spot to snipe some.
Yeah, this is a really good counterattack.
Grim is going deep. Grim is going deep.
Yeah, Grim is making the right play here and ignoring the scouts and just going for vills. If you're gonna dive deep into your enemy's base here, you kind of have to expect that you're gonna get cleaned up at some point, and so you're sacrificing military in exchange for economy.
Gotten a few. He's gotten 11 vill kills there. 12 vill kills there. That is massive damage to Bergie's eco. And all of a sudden, the team Cobra Chickens has the vill lead.
Yep. Yeah, now, it could swing back very quickly here. The Castle Age advantage is in favor of Squittlez and Bergie here, with Grim still 2 minutes away. So they're going to have an advantage here. They're going to have an army mass to be able to push, but Grim is walled up very well behind this. He does have to be careful with his wood line. I don't think he's noticed he's overchopped yet.
He also has a hole next to his secondary gold on the left side. So
Is there a
hopefully
hole
he
here?
looks back at his base, plugs it.
Oh, there is a hole there.
Plugging the wood line.
Yeah.
And a tower on the wood line. Trying to prevent any crossbow from coming close and denying his wood.
Yeah, I like that tower. That's not a bad tower. Now, he's gonna need the house wall towards his TC, so these scouts can't just run past.
Bergie's in. That
Same,
is a lot of damage gonna be done.
same time, there's a ram for Squittlez clearing up these donjons. Sergeants can take out the ram pretty easily. But it's kind of doing what it's supposed to do so far. Grim's finally got to Castle Age, and he is the Ethiopian, so he does get the free pikeman tech right off the bat. That's going to be really nice for defending against this scout mass, soon to be light cav. But his archer number is a bit of a concern here. He only has 6 archers on the field so far.
Upgrades coming in for crossbow, but I feel like Fox is a bit early to this party.
Yeah, upgrades are in, and Ethiopian archers fire faster. But there's enough archers here that's not going to be much of an issue here. Still, he is taking a surprisingly good fight, and half these archers are gone. Problem is his eco's been idle just about this entire time, so if you look at his resources in the bank, he has hardly anything.
Yeah, oh, that is a rough spot. Fox clicked up the castle. So, what do you think? You leave these dungeons in your face, or you push them out? I feel like you just let the ram do its work and you go around. Skittles is throwing away so many crossbow to this dungeon right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Well, Fox doesn't have the military to keep these defended, so you can push these out, and Feudal Age donjons are a lot weaker than Castle Age donjons, so may as well take advantage of that timing window. But these are a lot of crossbow that could be forward doing damage. I don't think they all need to be here defending this ram.
I agree.
We're seeing now a 20 villager lead. Or, oh, shoot, I don't have the team names up. I should fix that.
Cobra Chickens is Fairytale Fox's team. And sometimes maybe good is BurgeeBoy's team.
Cobra chickens, and sometimes maybe good. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Bergie pulling up with a lot of cavalry outside Grimcharm's base.
Yeah, this is one of the scary things with Magyar, is that Castle Age timing is very threatening. So you can utilize the cheaper scout line to have a ton of light cav with the free attack upgrades. So that can be very
Yeah,
difficult to deal with.
they are currently fully upgraded, +2/+2. They're putting in some work, but you got to keep them on those crossbow.
Yeah, I think Fox is in big trouble here. Going down a stable now, but lost access to that gold she was on, so gonna have to utilize this gold in the back to actually make some knights. But no upgrades for these knights yet.
Bergie has 13 knights knocking on Grimcharm's dorm right now. 13 fully upgraded Magyar knights. Scary,
Yeah, and
scary.
this is one of the things with Socotra. The way it plays out in team games, it snowballs very fast. It's a very heavy military aggressive map. So if you can get an advantage early on, that usually just keeps building and building until it becomes kind of to this point where it's just overwhelming. 45 military units, or sometimes maybe good, and 10 for Cobra Chicken. So
The first GG cold. First GG cold. What a game so far. Early aggression from Cobra Chickens. Good D push. But sometimes maybe good. And what a way to start game 1 of this series.
yeah, I think I like the game plan. Using Sicilians on Socotra, especially at a lower elo, can be very threatening and can kind of psych your opponents out and get them really nervous. It forces mistakes, but it's also kind of a double-edged sword again because you have to concentrate so much on that. It's difficult to focus on your own eco at home, so you have to be careful with that.
100% those fills on stone and those fills forward, they're gonna make the difference in how well that balance is behind. Don't know if you noticed Bergie's eco. He had over 20 farms in feudal age, so he was ready. He was ready for the night production. Double stable knights, Magyars. What a power.
Yeah.
A way to play by Skittles, by the way. Being under pressure, still being able to produce these numbers and push out so hard. Good castle age timing as well.
Yeah, I think it was a really good defense. But he did have a
Yeah, I
good
think
civ to defend from the
I
Sergeant
agree.
boy.
I agree. I do think what you're saying is right on a map like Socotra, these kind of passive aggressive strats like towers that can slowly creep up on you and take away your breathing space can be very suffocating for a lot of people. And I feel like Skittles did well to keep his composure.
Yeah. Yeah, good game one. Um, do you have access to the draft by any chance?
I just received it, yes.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
the next map is, I believe, the home map for Cobra Chickens. It's going to be African Clearing.
Ooh. Oh boy.
A lot of fun stuff on the AC that's viable. A lot of fun stuff that we might see. Any civs you're looking forward or hoping to see on the African Clearing?
Um, hmm. African clearing. Well, I know Mongols is a commonly picked civ for AC. It's very its bonuses are kind of built for African clearing, especially utilizing the hunt. That's so strong. And then the
Yeah,
Mongol scout line of sight helps you find your opponents a lot easier.
I
But
see it. And the Mangudai, obviously,
yeah,
unit always to be reckoned with on open maps. Very disturbing, very annoying.
Mangudai are very strong. But with African clearing, you kind of want to lean towards civs that both have a decent eco bonus. It doesn't have to be great, but a very mobile civ. So things like Berbers, things like Hindustanis, things like Malians or Persians, Lithuanians. They're all civs that have some sort of eco bonus, but also try to lean towards more mobility for
Yeah.
their unit compositions.
Yeah, no, I was talking with Ben about African clearing, and I think we both agreed on that. Berbers is a very good civ to have up your arsenal for African clearing, just in case the Mongol, the Spanish pickers come out. The Berbers, I feel like, are a good counter to what a lot of people want to do on the map.
Yeah. Yeah, since there's so much food readily available, it's basically just free, we tend to see a lot more cavalry units for a nomad style map than we would see for something like regular nomad, where there's not necessarily as much food readily available, and we see unique units a lot more often on regular nomad.
100%. 100%.
All right,
Maps up.
lobby's up. They've launched, and we can see the civs. And
I
I'm not
instinctively,
surprised by any of these.
nah. Three great CA civs, Vietnamese, always strong on nomad starts. That piece of information buys you a lot. Curious to see what this turns out to.
Yeah, I like all of these civs for African clearing. Mongols, we talked about. Huns are both a great CA civ, but they also start with a horse on nomad start maps. And that horse is crazy good on African clearing. You can find all the extra sheep, you can locate your boar very quick, you can locate your opponents very quick. So it's a very useful tool.
Yeah, great utility tool the Huns get. We were actually, I don't know if you watched the first set of the tournament between Belcross's team, I believe Fish and Chips versus, don't get me mistaken, but anyway, Watermelons and Leo the Cows team. Uh, Watermelons was playing Huns, and we were looking at the eco, and we were like, "Oh, he doesn't have a lot of food left. Is he gonna make it in Castle Age?" And then in the meantime, you could see the Hun horse with like 7 sheep running across the map, going over there, coming back home for the food. So I'm curious to see how they function with it.
Alright. We are in game number 2. We'll play all 3. Seeing sometimes maybe good took the first game. See if they can get the second as well.
And
Now,
Fox,
I'm curious to see how much these players have practiced African clearing. Because there's a few things you want to look for at the start. Very start. Regular Nomad, you place your TC on a wood line. 100% all the time, absolutely. African clearing, you place your TC on a pond. Absolutely all the
100%.
time, 100%.
100% of the time.
And the whole reason for both of those starts is you take advantage of your guaranteed food income at the start. Regular Nomad, you're guaranteed to have fish at the start. So you build on a wood line so you can get wood income and make fishing chips to take that food. African clearing, you build on a pond, you're guaranteed shorefish, which you take, get your food income. We see Squittlez, he's built his TC on a wood line. Now that's not terrible, that's not like a game over move. The disadvantage of building on a wood line is you're risking not having food nearby. Now, fortunately, he did build right next to an elephant, so he has that. And then he'll be able to find these other elephants. If he's paying really close attention, he could see the outline of this pond here he could know later. But if you build on a wood line, you're risking not having food income. But Squittlez lucked out here.
Percent. Right now, I'm looking at Bergie's TC and I like it a lot. Double pond, got space close to all the res he needs. Plenty of elephants nearby. Kind of curious about how Fox and Grimcharm are going to approach this, because do they know where their enemies are right now?
I don't know if they do. I can check. It looks like they don't.
They
But
should be able to see Bergie's outline while it wasn't being built. They do have that little piece of fog of war that would have shown the outline. Skittles, on the other hand, they will not have seen.
right, they're not gonna know. Now, they are doing very well at scouting with their sheep. This is one of the things that lower elo players have a tough time doing. But they seem to be doing very well, and they've already scouted almost half the map so far. And
Grimcharm running a sheep right towards Bergie, which is going to confirm. Oh, it turned around. It literally turned around last second.
yeah, your sheep you actually don't really care about on African clearing. They're the slowest form of food you can take in Dark Age on this map. Even farming is faster. So you really don't care about them as much. There's so much free food in the form of these elephants, in the form of swordfish, in the form of like just extra deer that are around the map. So you kind of just send your sheep all over the map just to find your opponent. Now Squittlez and Bergie
Yeah,
don't have to do that because they have Vietnamese. They know where the enemy TCs are.
true. I still would suggest using them to try and find a boar or two, right? Get that food injection early. But I can recall my first games of Nomad starts trying to hoard all my sheep, and then in the end finding out I didn't have enough food and I didn't know where the food was, and big mistakes happened at those times. But yeah, using those sheep to scout around, find the food, get yourself that information. Big difference. Bergie, gonna save the Ville. Bergie saves the Ville.
Yeah, so Vietnamese, they are a common pick on nomad style maps just for the bonus of being able to see where the enemy TCs are built right at the start. But the other thing Vietnamese are really good for is they're actually a good cav archer civ. Their civ bonus of archery range units having extra HP does apply to cav archers, and they also have fully upgraded cav archers if this game goes late. So they can play cav archers right up there with all these other civs.
I believe the only thing they miss in the end is Parthian tactics.
Yeah, they do miss Parthian way late game, but by that
Yeah, but
point,
that's
you're
okay,
wanting to
right?
switch into Rattans anyway.
True. Yeah, Vietnamese is one of my favorite civs, and I think people underestimate the CA because once you get bloodlines on them as well, they become super tanky and they do not die very easily. Great for a mobile unit to have that extra bit of tankiness.
Yeah, for sure. Now, something I would say that Squittlez could be doing a little bit better is just utilizing the shorefish better. He's taking the hunt, he's taking on the deer, which is great, but you do want to be taking shorefish because it's more efficient. Your villagers aren't walking back and forth as much, and it's also just about as fast to take
Yeah,
as hunt is.
I agree. I would have liked to see the mill just on the ponds. You can take the deer from there. Would have been kind of the same distance or nearby. Now he's placing a second mill, which I would much rather like to see right in the middle of those two ponds. Quite sure you should be able to build it there.
Yeah, you can. But he's gonna go mill it now, and that's okay.
Is he gonna, does he see the elephant? He does. Is he gonna take it though, is the question.
He does not see it. He doesn't know it's there.
Oh, I'm looking at the other team. My bad. Oh no.
It's
That
so
is
close. It's probably gonna wander into his line of sight at some point.
it
But
is right in that little piece of dark that's sticking
yeah,
out. That is crazy.
that's
But
that's
yeah,
really
like
unfortunate.
like you said, the TC placement for Skittles, I feel like that's that 50 seconds of idle TC time is coming right from that food injection he didn't have at the start.
We are seeing Grim, first to feudal age. It's typical for the Mongols. With their faster hunting bonus, they can usually get up really quick. And it's a stable out. So we'll see scouts.
I don't hate it. I personally am not a big fan of scouts on African clearing because I personally think that if you drop your TC in a similar position to Bergie, it should be very easy to wall on both sides towards your TC and kind of deny the scout rushes, even small walling.
Yeah, for sure. I don't mind the scout play if you don't know where your opponents are or you're very close to somebody. Then it's okay. And it does help gain map control if you're concerned about like a castle drop or just unique units in general. It's nice to have the scouts around just to harass and stall that as much as possible. Yeah, I think especially with Mongols, you can pull off some crazy FC builds. Remember?
Well, you can pull off anything with Mongols. It feels like sometimes they're so fast.
Yeah, I remember
But yeah, here.
in the last time African clearing was in the pool, it's like a month or two, a couple months ago. I was experimenting with a Mongols 19+2 FC build. It's
Lord.
You can do some crazy stuff with Mongols. Really just depends on how risky you want to play with.
That sounds scary, man. That sounds scary. Because a 19 pop, that 19 Vils is 20 pop, kind of feels normal. Maybe slow for a Mongol player, and then all of a sudden the FC follow up. That would scare me. Bergie going market. And he's also gonna look for the wood for the blacksmith and gonna go FC.
Yeah, it's not a bad build from him. Garrison, be careful of that. Scouts are just gonna run in here. Now there are
It's a
no
good bit of
upgrades
that.
on this. Oh, just kidding. He got the first attack for the scouts. Okay, yeah, Bergie needs to run.
Bergie trying to fight it, but
Should be 2 dead
2
bills
Vils
there.
down.
So Bergie did choose to fight with villagers for a brief time there. You can fight villagers with scouts only if the scouts have no upgrades. If they have the attack or the armor, it's not worth fighting it. You're going to lose more than you kill. And if they have both, you definitely don't fight it.
Good upgrade from Grimcharm in that situation.
Yeah,
And
I mean, you're going to have the extra food with Mongols, so...
But double scouts. Fox is also playing scouts right now, and she's gonna look for the food on Skittles, trying to harass.
And it does actually have quite a few scouts. 6 scouts already. And Squittlez made a couple archers. Still making archers, but these archers are all going to go down before the spears come in.
And another 2 Vils down. 4 Vils killed by Cobra chickens. And Bergie's still under pressure.
Yep. And Bergie was on sheep with all his villagers rather than the shorefish. I can understand that since Tatars do get the extra food from sheep, which is one of the reasons they're actually a pretty good pick on this map. But shorefish you gather a lot faster. The gather rate for villagers on shorefish is faster than sheep, and shorefish don't decay. So you can save the shorefish for later if you really want to, but I don't think it's worth this early on.
Bergie trying to force these scouts out of his base with his entire eco.
Well, he has to gain control of that wood. He only has 12 wood in the bank.
Yeah, and Castle Age is coming in, but he doesn't have anything to do with it right now. These scouts have put a dent in Bergie's eco and plans.
Yeah, so even though they've only killed a couple villagers, it's all this idle time that's the real killer here. Because now Bergie doesn't have resources to actually make anything. He's in Castle Age, but he can't do anything with it. So it was a
Skittles.
very good fast castle build, but because he got disrupted, he's not going to be able to do much.
I must say the play from Grim to run past the TC is not something a lot of people dare at the lower elos, especially scared of losing army or, you know, throwing it away badly. But running through there was a great call. Great call.
Yeah, for sure.
So much damage.
And
Skittles tried raiding Fox's gold and got Fox put a nice tower up to defend it. She's got her safe food and wood and gold all there with that tower. Don't mind it.
yeah, I don't mind that. And forcing a tower is actually more costly on African clearing than it would be for other maps. Because it's so open, so difficult to wall, you're actually relying on town centers to protect additional resources more than create villagers. Creating villagers is nice, but you really want to lock down resources since you're going to run out of wood lines, you're going to run out of fish to take.
Yeah.
So forcing the tower means you won't have the stone. And Fox is either going to have to buy some stone or mine it.
Fergie finally clearing out all these scouts, but once he's done, there's already Fox in Castle Age, Grim on the way. Feel like their plan so far is working quite swimmingly.
Yeah, I think they knew what they wanted to do on this map. They picked civs that are very good on this map and definitely appear to have some practice here.
Fox going for a second TC. Which I feel like it's a great TC spot. But I'm curious to see what she's going to do about her wood problems real soon. Because her wood line is running out. She's going to have to move.
Yeah. And unfortunately, she does have this smaller wood line under her tower. All these trees do have 200 wood on them, remember? So there's a bit more wood there than it initially looks. But yeah, once that runs out, then you're going to have to move and put a TC on the outside wood line. It's kind of the reason you don't want to build your TC in the middle of the map on African clearing. Because eventually you're going to have to go to the outside.
And Grimcharm is in again with 5 scouts. So much damage.
Yeah, Birdie went for a true FC, so he just now got his barracks up. But now he doesn't have the food to make spearmen. It costs 35 food. And these villagers on the wood line should go down. Looks like those scouts for Grim are having trouble pathing. Typical. And even a night in, this is rough for Bergie. Went super greedy with his FC, and just about pulled it off, but these scouts came in at the wrong time.
Yeah. I didn't hate it at all. I felt like his walling was good. I just feel like the running through the TC he didn't expect, and it caught him off guard so hard that, yeah. 18 villagers down. That is rough. Skittles dropping 3 range in a stable. Probably going for the CA play.
Yeah, we are seeing triple stable as well for Grim. He wants to go either to stay going full knights or could even make a lancer switch.
I feel like with the eco he has right now, triple stable is a bit overzealous.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't like this for Squittlez. If you're gonna make a castle and go for your unique unit, you don't need all the extra military buildings.
I agree.
So
Maybe he's trying to fortify his base, but I feel like the 650 stone could have invested otherwise.
yeah, if you do a play like this where you go for normal military units and your unique unit, it means you don't do either one particularly well. Because your villagers are scattered across too many resources, trying to afford the castle, and trying to afford all the upgrades for your other units.
I agree completely. I would have just liked to see those vills invested into the CA production now, and just get those numbers up, because right now they need numbers. And Bergie's down to 7 vills, Jade.
Yeah, that's not looking
I
good. Yeah, this is gonna be on Squittlez to really carry this. Problem is he doesn't have a sieve that's really good at carrying. Vietnamese have decent eco bonuses, with their eco upgrades being cheaper and researching faster, but they're not really a booming civ.
100%. They're just it's a convenient thing that it doesn't cost the wood, but in the end, it's not like a free wheelbarrow or free wood upgrades or something like that, right? They are still investing. They're still investing, and it's still long run investments. It's not a direct injection into their eco, as some civs would have.
Right, the best he can probably do to try and carry this is probably just go full Cav Archer here. Problem is he's going into 2 Knight armies. And it's tough enough to fully kill 1 Knight army with Cav Archer, but 2 of them's just gonna be rough. Where did Bergie escape to? Oh, he has a villager all the way to the top side. But, he doesn't actually have the resources to build anything.
Trying to wall up completely and come back into this game. The Skittles is under pressure. Only has 9 CA.
Yeah, it's still missing ballistics, still missing bloodlines as well on these CA. And this is kind of the problem again with trying to go for 2 different things. He built the castle probably just to keep himself defended, because he hasn't made any returns so far. But because his villagers spend so much time gathering stone and then building the castle, you're not going to have as many resources to get upgrades, and they're going to call the GG.
I mean, you could see whose home map it was, that's for sure.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
they played that very well. I was skeptical about Fox's TC spot in the start, but she really orchestrated the attack from that spot, and she really kept the pressure on Skittles. Grimcharm, great attacks on Bergie. It's good game too.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that Cobra Chicken's team practiced this map and knew what they were getting into here. Had a strategy developed and executed it pretty well. I don't even think that Squittlez and Bergie played it all that badly. I think there's just a couple nuances of the map that they probably didn't know or hadn't practiced as much, but I think they played it pretty well.
No, I agree. I think Skittles from his no pawn position still got a decent eco up behind it. It took him a little bit, obviously, but he did go for the food that he had on his side. I think Bergie's just unfortunate that feel like he was a bit what do you call it? A bit casual about the scouts. He felt like he was secure and they'd have to run through the TC, and I think he just wanted to call the bluff on Grimcharm, but Grimcharm's a betting man, and he just ran through there. Just ran through there.
Yeah, we can see Bergie had the uptime pretty well. His build was pretty good, and then right as he hit Castle Age, those scouts came in and messed everything up. But that's kind of the risk you take when going for just a true FC and not having any military to defend.
I mean, I agree with you, but if he would have like invested those little tiles of wall he did in the end, I feel like the scout investment would have been thrown out the window real fast. But yeah, the running through, the getting in there, just ruined Bergie's eco. It- I think it was good to see Fox and Grim on their home map because it really showed their strengths. I am curious to see. This is the second game in a row. I believe they gone double cav for a little while. Curious to see how that works.
Where did they go previously? Ethiopians, Sicilians?
Oh yeah, you're right. They went scout with infantry. Where did he go, Archer? I'm sorry, I'm messing two people up. You are right, but double cavalry on this map is still very interesting. What's even more interesting is our next map, Jade. You're never gonna guess.
Oh, I saw the draft. I know what it is.
You saw it? I
I
am
saw
so
it.
happy about this. I am so happy about this. I have been saying from the start that if there's a team that is confident on migration and has it as their home map and has a strat prepared, feel like they might have an edge against unprepared teams on this map. So I'm very curious to see what they have in store for us.
Yeah, I'm excited because I guarantee players at the CLO have no idea how difficult migration is to play well. And they're just gonna be like, yeah, we're doing great. This is going swell. And I will try to be as nice as possible with my constructive criticism when it comes to this map.
I don't think anyone in this Discord doubts that you're a nice guy, Jade, like that. So I have faith that your high elo will not look down upon these people. Absolutely not. But yeah, migration. I know you're a nomad enjoyer. So do you see similarities in migration to nomad, or are you like way too different?
They're completely different maps. I think migration is really fun in a team game pool, and I kind of hate it for 1v1s.
Explain.
Uh,
Enlighten me.
well, I think it's the last time it was in the 1v1 pool. I had it open, but nobody my elo actually plays it, so I always got matched against like the 2K4, 2K5 players and just got trashed.
Because they're the ones that really can enjoy the intricacies of the map, probably.
Yeah.
Understandable. Yeah, and then then you feel like you're doing well, and then all of a sudden, oh, there they are again.
Yep.
I can imagine. I can imagine what that feels like.
Yeah, so this map, it's very complicated to balance water pressure and land pressure, and I'll talk about that more when it actually comes up. But the way this map is laid out, in a team game pool, what you want to do is have one player be the designated water player, and then one player be the designated land player. And looking at the civs now, it looks like that's exactly what they've done.
Spanish versus the Vikings and the Armenians versus the Cumans. Oh wait, yeah, Armenians and Cumans for that.
It's Armenian Spanish against Vikings Cumans.
Yeah. So, who do you prefer for water, Spanish or Vikings?
Well, what are we gonna see? Probably Armenians and Vikings are gonna play water, and then Spanish Cumans are playing land.
Do Armenians have good water?
Yeah, they do. So they have their galleys shoot an extra projectile, which only does 1 damage, but it's still extra damage on all your galleys. And the other thing Armenians have going for them for water is their eco bonuses give them additional work, essentially villager working efficiency. So their wood upgrades are a lot more helpful. And
Okay.
their mule cart being able to move around means they don't have to spend as much wood onto eco buildings.
Okay, well, I wasn't the most familiar with Armenians, to be honest, but
Oh, I'm not either.
that's
I
some
don't have them. I hate them.
knows everything, just doesn't have them. Why do you hate them?
They're such a bad civ. If it's not a water map, Armenians suck. They're terrible.
And
I
what
hate
about
them.
what about these maps you need to move your wood line, for example, like Acropolis?
Well, they're probably okay on Acropolis. I'm still not getting them.
You're still not getting them, and not even the Georgians.
Oh, I don't mind the Georgians. Georgians are fine, but I'm not risking randoming into Armenians. You kidding?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Wow, this is one of the most stock standard generations of migration I've ever seen.
I mean, for the untrained eye, it'll probably just look normal.
Yeah, this is how migration's supposed to look. But it usually generates kind of wonky and lopsided and whatnot. So this is migration. Tell us about the map.
The map. So, I am not the biggest fan of water maps because I just like land aggression more. But in general, everyone has their own little island, which they will want to leave quite relatively soon, because the space isn't the biggest in comparison to the center islands that you get. The center island in this case. And as you can see, all the res on the center island, a lot of gold piles, a lot of stone piles. So you are incentivized to move out eventually. Now, I will ask for details because once again, I'm not the biggest water player. When do you like to place your dock on this map?
So, you want to place your dock as fast as possible to start getting fishing chips out as quick as you can. You'll notice on all of these islands, there's no boar. Boar does not generate on migration. That means if you're gonna get up to feudal age and have any sort of food eco, you have to rely on fish. And if you're gonna go for a fast castle at all, you have to have a lot of fishing chips. So you need to establish your fish eco really early. Now the fastest build you go for to actually continually produce fishing chips is 6 on food, 5 on wood, house dock fishing chips. And then you can usually produce fishing chips pretty quick. Fox has actually gone for an adjusted build, where she built a dock before the lumber camp and is relying on straggler trees as wood income. That's fine if you want to get your food out very quickly, but you're going to need a lumber camp eventually.
It's a nice alternative, though. Like, I feel like if she pays attention to her wood income and gets it down correctly, it will work. Skittles, on the other hand, following your words exactly, 6 on wood, 6 on food, 5 on wood. He built the house, he built the dock. Should be producing fish very soon.
Now, I don't like the dock positions as much. Grimm's dock is okay. On migration, you want to build your dock towards the middle island. And the reason for that is you're always going to have deep fish nearby. If you build towards the side, sort of like Squittlez or Fox has built their docks, then you risk not having deep fish. And fishing chips gather from deep fish significantly faster than they do from shore fish.
Interesting. I didn't know that fact about the different fishing rates. But yeah, like Fox's dock is kind of in an awkward position, right? The extension from the island there. She fishes from the back. She'll be out of fish faster than everyone, and the fish will have to go far around the island to go get more fish.
Yeah, this is okay for an initial dock. Almost always on migration, players are going to build at least 2 docks. The player that's fighting heavily for water usually builds at least 3 docks. So, you're going to be able to reposition your fish eventually. But it's best to not risk like having your fishing ships be inefficient while in Dark Age, because you need your food income so quick.
Yeah, I can see that. Not having a boar really really hurts you at the early game, I feel like. If you don't know, if you don't contribute to the fishing fast. Right now, we see 6 fishing ships, 3 each from Bergie and Skittles. Grimcharm going for his 4th, Fairytale going for a 2nd. So food's kind of alright all round. Now the important question, when do you migrate?
So for land players, which in this case should be, I think it should be, Bergie and Fox, they're going to want to be playing land. You can migrate as soon as you click up to feudal, depending on how you want to play it. Sometimes, most often, you want to play water a little bit and just defend your fish until you start running out of food on your island. So once these berries start running out, then you can migrate over. But you want to have migrated over by the time you click up to Castle Age, usually before then. Because then by the time you hit Castle Age, you have something established here. You've got some military buildings over here to keep your villagers safe. You've got some sense of where resources are, so you can move there in Castle Age.
And Skittles going over. He's got the transport. Producing galleys. So by the looks of it, you might be right. Skittles going to play water. But the double dock on the side feels like it might take some time for their ship to get active.
Yeah. And Fox also has a transport. So she's going out. Looks like she's going to try for the 2 TC play, which I think is a mistake here. Because this only works if you have safe food income. And she only has 2 fishing ships right now, so food income is going to be rough for a while. These berries are going to run out, and she's going to struggle for food. But maybe she can get her TC up and get farms down by the time that happens. We'll see.
I would have liked to see her get her scout over first and maybe scout a berry patch, because there are some on the map. You know, dropping a TC on a berry patch and some wood could give you that little bit of food income to get those farms down to keep your TC active. But yeah, gonna be interesting where she drops it. She drops it on the wood and stone in the middle.
Yep. Wood and gold there. 8 villagers building. That's actually the optimal number of villagers to build a second human TC, but it's a minor detail.
8 is the optimal?
Yeah, 8 is the optimal number. 8 or 9. It's really 8.5, but that's really technical and doesn't really make that much of a difference. As long as you're not building with less than 5, you're okay.
Interesting. Interesting to know. And now the galleys are out, but it's going to be 2 against 2. But Skittles has fletching, and he's not paying attention to his ships, taking some hits.
So we can see the extra projectiles from the Armenian galleys are actually doing a lot of damage here. So you
feel like the fletching is doing a lot for Skittles, though.
Yeah.
Does Grimcharm recognize it?
Yeah, fletching is really huge for galley wars, because galleys have bonus damage against other ships. So if you can outrange other galleys, more often than not, you win that fight. And Grim does not yet have fletching.
He did get the blacksmith up. He's looking for it. Should be fine here. Still has more fishing eco coming in, even though he lost 3. Still has a good food eco behind. And I mean, if he's able to hold this off, he could already be looking at a Castle Age timing with his food eco.
Yeah, he actually made a good number of fishing ships. I think most players will under-invest on fishing ships, and that will really start to hurt when you're thinking of going up to Castle Age, because you're going to realize you don't have a whole lot of food. You can't sustain build production. You don't have any berries left. You're either going to have to make farms, which on a map so reliant on water is not good, or you're going to have to invest in fishing ships later and sacrifice ship production.
Oh, I just noticed Bergie's also on water. Bergie's heavy on water. He's got 8 galleys. They're in on Fox's food.
Yeah, Vergie's snuck in here, killed off quite a few fishing ships. There's still some in the back here. But Fox has been able to have a good amount of food banked up still.
I think
But
Fox made a little misinput, making a trade cog.
I mean, they're far enough away, they can start trading.
Start the feudal age, get that eco up.
Yeah. Not playing odds receive is so confused. I mean, I can change the colors if it's too confusing.
I mean, Grimcharm doing well to protect his fish. Got these galleys out, triple dock production. But does he see that he... Wait, did he click up? Where did his food go?
Yeah.
He did click up.
He's
He
clicked
did
up.
click up.
He's just waiting for the villager to finish.
Yeah, my capture rate isn't showing the upgrade, sadly.
Yeah, it
Oh,
won't, because it's not being researched. Now it will.
Got you. So yeah, I feel like you try not to trade too much during this window, right?
No, yeah.
Try to hold,
You don't want to trade right now.
try not to trade too much here. But Bergie surrounding Fox's front dock. I feel like it's it's not the best, but it's not the worst for Fox. She still has the fish at the back, but Bergie is looking for them. Bergie is looking.
Yeah, and even losing all those fishing ships, probably going to lose all these fishing ships in the back as well. She's still going to have the highest vill count, just because of the second TC going up. She did find those berries, so she's got some form of food income still, and she is also going to be clicking up to Castle Age here.
But yeah, Skittles has been taken off water, I feel like. He's no more galleys on the map. Grimchar moving forward, looking for some targets.
Yeah, it looks like Grim's been able to utilize the Viking bonus of warships being cheaper and got out a lot more galleys faster. Was able to win water here. Now, Squittlez has already moved to Middle Island and is throwing up some archery ranges. So looking to put on some pressure early.
They probably have scouted. Yeah, they scouted the center. They know Fox is there.
We're seeing War Galley upgrade, not for Grim. He is Viking, so he can make a switch into longboats. We're probably gonna see here shortly. Yeah, Fox is hiding some fishing ships in the very back here. And I don't think she needs to be making galleys to fight this. It's... Food income on water, probably just let it go now and just switch entirely onto land for food income.
Yeah, once you're behind this far in numbers, I feel like you're completely right. The demo probably going to go down before it gets any value, sadly.
Yep.
Skittles dropping a TC on the center as well.
Having a TC, I would like to see a fortified church just to start picking up all the relics everywhere.
100%. But the spacing by Grimcharm on these docks, not taking any chances with demos or fire galleys. Smart positioning.
Yeah, and this is a trick you can try to do to make your opponent overinvest. He only has one ship in each of these docks, so Grim has no idea how many ships actually are there. And he might keep making ships just in case Squittlez is trying to come back. But there's only one. in each dock, so he has no intention of coming back. But I think Grim recognizes that situation and has made a few more fishing ships as well. So this eco's going to look solid behind this. Actually floating a ton of resources though. 1,600 wood banked up.
So one thing I think that aligns with what you just said is Bergie isn't getting any upgrades for his galleys anymore, considering he feels like he's probably won the water here. But Fox is stacking up galleys and she's got Bodkin on them, and there's if they get up to kind of equal numbers, I feel like Bergie will be under some pressure again on water.
Yeah, it could be. And we're getting to a point we have to start thinking about how late game Navy scales. And I really like the Navy a lot better for teams, sometimes maybe good. Viking late game is good. It's fine. And they get great longboats, they get elite cannon galleon with siege engineers. They don't get shipwrights, but they already have cheaper ships anyway. Problem is, human navy is some of the worst in the game. It's awful.
Oh my god, Jade, we have a double castle drop in the center.
Oh
And the
boy.
big difference is Grimcharm doesn't have army and Squittlez does. And this is gonna be a deciding factor, I think, for this center control.
Yeah, that's really gonna hurt. Yeah, this is gonna be rough. I think Box needs to throw down some stables and probably make some lancers just to try and get some form of control on the land here in the
Oh,
middle.
these castles are going fast. They're quite even, but these crossbow are just delaying them enough. I don't think... Does Grimcharm get this up in time?
I don't think he does.
He pulls out.
He's gonna have to make like a seed workshop or delete it and build it somewhere else. He's going to delete it.
And Skills, as if he heard you, follow up Siege Workshop instantly. And Fox pushed out Bergie from her docks. Cleared it all up. Now Bergie, what are you gonna do with those 17 fishing ships?
Yeah, I don't want him to overinvest in fishing ships. One of the hardest parts about this map is knowing how many fishing ships to actually invest in. And
So
I
is
think he's
6
fine.
docks, 17 fishing ships over investing?
I,
7 docks. 7 docks.
I think you
This
can
guy.
keep rebuilding docks, but stop with fishing ship production. You've got enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Rev, how you
Grimcharm
doing?
looping around.
Yeah, it's... Now we're starting to get to middle control here. And water doesn't matter nearly as much. So it's kind of going to come down to, can humans do enough on land here?
I mean,
It's like,
currently after 30 minutes, the Vil count is 1 off. They are equal to 1 off. It is very close right now. But Bergie's fishing ships are going down fast. Going down fast.
yeah, and look, he's kind of panic throwing up some farms now because he realizes his whole food eco is going to be gone.
I mean,
So,
it's good he realizes it in time.
yeah,
I'm using his res for it. Still has almost 1,000 wood and 2,000 gold. Ooh. Some res that needs to be invested, Bergie.
now, need to get some farm upgrades. Actually, all these players need to get some farm upgrades. Okay, a
I don't
lot
mind
of
delaying it
stables.
for the early stages, but yeah, once you're gonna drop farms like this, you need that upgrade.
A lot of stables going up here now for Bergie. I don't think he knows about this castle here. He does not. Well, he's gonna find out pretty quick.
There's rams under the castle, that castle on the hill.
Oh, this is like one of the 2 units Kipjack are good against. Villagers and Rams. It's okay to make some Kipjack here. This is the one time I will say you can make Kipjack.
Yeah, TC is gonna go down with this next round. I feel like Prosper doing numbers here. So, how does this usually play out, Jade? Because Grim and Fox have currently got the water. They have the fish, and currently Skittles and Bergie can't stop them from fishing. So, they're gonna have the food eco to sustain. But currently the center's being pushed, so what lasts longer here, the center or the fish? Like what brings you more here on the long run?
It's the middle. So once players start getting into late castle age, you really want to focus on the middle island here, as it is possible to give up water completely and still win. Just from the amount of space there is on this middle island, it's huge. But if you lose the middle island, you really can't win, because all you have at that point is some water control if you're patrolling with cannon galleons.
And as you say that, the next castle goes in Bergie's face. Grimcharm dropping it right there, and Bergie just placed one on the shore, but I would have liked to see that castle right where Grimcharm is going to defend your eco. And now you have a castle and you need to readjust.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing for Bergie here is these castles and where Grim is building here is in range of cannon galleons, and Spanish have the best cannon galleons in the game. So he can actually take out most of that eventually.
How are you gonna get your cannon galleons on the water if water control is not there?
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be something to think about. Now Vilcam is
and there
still
are the
very
Kipjacks.
close.
Your beloved Kipjacks are there to deal with these rams.
Oh, I never said I like them. They're terrible unit. But they deal with the
for
rams
rams.
okay. Yeah, their secondary arrows actually do bonus damage to rams. So
Really interesting interaction.
Yeah, that's the one thing they're good at. Well, now we have to start thinking about Imperial Age. And I think right now, Bergie's in the best position to do damage in Imperial Age. He's got 100 villagers, and that's going to be enough of an eco. He could do some real damage here. That being said, Squittlez is up first. He's only on around 70 vills. So unless he goes like full Arbalest, it's going to be difficult for him to actually maintain much of an army.
I would assume he's going for that, but feel like he has to do something with his stone first. He's got the facilities to almost drop 3 castles on this map.
Yeah. Yeah, he could. He could throw a lot. Yeah, that's right. Mullins, the Kipjack extra projectile do 0 melee damage. But since rams have negative melee armor, they actually do a lot more damage than they should. Same reason Chukanu projectiles do a lot of damage to rams.
Composite bowman.
Oh boy, we're getting all of the terrible unique units this game.
They ignore armor, right?
They do. Yeah.
So I assume once masked they should be alright.
They are okay when they're masked. The problem I have with composite bowmen is they're so squishy. Like a single mangonel can level your entire army.
That is a very high risk play then. They only lack 5 HP. So they have 5 HP more than the crossbowmen.
Yeah. They also do. They also have less range as well. Less range, less attack.
So they get in this awkward spot where the mangonel shot is bound to happen faster.
Yeah. Yeah, so fully upgraded, a composite bowman has 7 range, which is the same amount as a mangonel. Onager outranges it, a mangonel with siege engineers outranges it. So
That doesn't sound like a fun time.
It's not a
That
fun
does not
time.
like. Yeah, but the Central Army, look at these knights. 36 knights from Burgie. There's a big amount.
Yeah, he does have a good amount of knights here. He's still 2.5 minutes away from Imp, though. Oh, it's gonna take him some time for him to do something with that mass. Grim is also up to Imp as well. I'm not sure what his plan is right off the bat. He's made a couple of
Raise the
trebs.
Arb. I mean, right now his Arb transition is gonna be faster than Skittles, so
Yeah. Okay,
can he use that?
all his Arbalists were in the castle. Okay, so he's gonna try and just treb push all these castles down. Which he should get at least one of these castles. His eco behind this is gonna struggle a little bit to maintain an actual army here. Fortunately, he's going for a wood gold unit, which is a lot easier to keep production up when you're at low eco than it is a food unit.
But we need those Arb here.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe good swinging around to the right side to try and take out Fox before she gets up to Imp. Is this her Imp TC? Oh, it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fox might not make it to Imp.
Oh, but the Arb in the back, does Skittles see it?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think
no.
she's getting to Imp. No,
Does
Bergie's
Burgie
gonna
not-
target this TC.
He does, okay. Oh, I thought he was running past it.
That would have been fine. No. You always wanna make sure your age upgrade is in your safest TC.
And Fox doesn't realize and just clicked all our gold away to unit production.
Yeah. But that's an easy thing to forget.
100%.
So it's not.
All this pressure in your face, it makes
Yeah.
sense. But now this army from Burgie and Skittles, Cavalier coming in for 15 seconds.
Oh, fantastic! Capture age crashed. Lovely.
Oh no! Oh no!
Bring it back.
The Cavalier are diving the Arbs under double castle.
Okay,
That is
we're
some ballsy play.
Yeah, especially without the last armor. That's not really the fight you want to take. Now, Viking Arbalist aren't the best. They're good, but they're missing Thumb Ring, and to compensate, they get the Bogslagar tech, which gives them 1 extra attack. So,
But the fight is done, and I don't see an Arbalest mass right now. Oh, there they come. But this push is hard to stop right now.
yeah, this is gonna be tough. Without, I mean, there's no Halp for Vikings, so he's gonna struggle against the Cavalier. There's no Bombard Cannon for them either, so he can't even fight off these Trebs or the opposing Arbalest mass. And Fox has been set behind with her Imp timing. Going up to Imp now. But doesn't really have the gold income to sustain a lot of Knight production behind this. So it's going to be a little difficult for a while. We'll see how long Grim can hold here. It's going to be tough. And the problem now for Cobra Chicken's team is going to be their access to gold. This is why maintaining control in the middle is so crucial when you're going into early Imperial, and once you start getting into late game. Setting up trade on this map is so tough. So it really depends on how much of the natural gold you can have control over, and they don't have a whole lot left. Just a couple piles back here.
Grimcharm trying to do some damage with cannon galleons on the back, try to distract them probably, but... Oh, actually, Fox coming in with the Cavalier upgrade. Maybe something to hold off with.
Yeah, if she's diving before the upgrades are in. Okay, gotta wait until you have upgrades on your units before you attack, otherwise you'll have no units to upgrade. That's not looking good for them. Grim's Navy's attacking Burgee's starting island, which really shouldn't be. The starting island doesn't matter anymore. You really need to be targeting what's on the mainland.
Yeah, disrupting from the south would have been nice to see. But Bergie and Skittles playing together very nicely, staying close to each other, putting up numbers, and slowly progressing this push. Going very step by step, taking our castles and TCs before they go on to the next step.
Yeah, Cobra chickens are going to be completely pushed off this middle island, and I imagine they'll call it. I don't think they'll play on, even though they've got the water control. I still don't think it matters at this point. And now we're seeing with no control over the middle, you also aren't going to have any resources, so you can't even make a ton of navy to maintain that water control. So if they wanted to, sometimes maybe good team could just reclaim water control.
Yeah, now they have the space and the time to do it anywhere, but I think you might be right that the GGs will be cold before we get to that point. What a game, man.
Yeah, this has been good. This is, I think this is the hardest map in the map pool for this tournament to play. And I think they've done pretty well, all things considered here. Both teams have actually played this to a pretty good level here.
Yeah, with kind of different approaches, right? The Grim going hard water and team sometimes maybe good going double water even. Fox fighting back, Grim taking control, and but that middle control you were talking about really being capitalized currently, but sometimes maybe good. But does Team Cobra Chicken still have something up their sleeve?
I can't imagine what. They've got elite cannon galleon now for Grim coming in. But Bergie's getting all his water tech. It's probably
Yeah,
just gonna
and Fox.
build stuff from these docks.
And Fox is chopping through her last 450 wood on the island. She's about to be dry off wood.
I just threw up another TC on the middle here just to try and gain some resources, but Squittlez sees that with his traps and just take it out. And Bergie's gonna finish it with Cavalier.
Hey, and no more Arbs. No
Oof.
more Cavalier on the field.
We're even seeing Cilician Fleet come in just for the extra range on the galleys and drones. The Armenians. So they're just gonna take water back. And there's not really gonna be anything left for the Cobra chickens. I think they put up a great fight though.
Oh, 100%. The resilience from these games was fantastic.
Yeah. Fox trying to get some camels up in the middle to deal with these Cavalier, but it's not going to be enough. Paladin now for Burgie, just because he can.
Paladin.
Elite longbow. I mean, for Grim. For his grand total of 3 longboats that he's got. And yeah, now they've run out of wood on their starting island, so not gonna be able to make a lot of ships. Bombard tower for Squittlez because he can.
Skittle's getting fortified wool for all the walls he's got.
Yeah, of course. No, why not?
Why not? All those stone walls he put up, just fortify them.
Wait, fortified
Love it, gotta
wall.
love it.
That's a bombard tower tech.
Fortified? No, he got fortified wool earlier then. Yeah, you can see it in his tech tree. He got
Oh,
it
did he?
for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, feel like they're holding on because they have the feeling that they have Callan galleons and they can do something with them. But
Yeah. But as soon as all these galleons come out for Burgie, he can just clean all this.
yeah, Fox's farms on our home island running dry as well. No more wood eco.
Yeah, that's true. She only has the first farm upgrade, so these farms will run out pretty quick, and she's not gonna have the wood to replace them. Squittlez could drop a wonder right now.
Fergie realizing his castle's getting ranged by a galleon and gets the bracer upgrade for it. Good awareness. And Fox moving around some vills, trying to get a sneaky lumber camp somewhere, I think.
Hey, yeah, she got a TC up down here.
I think you loaded in a big couple of minutes ahead of me, all of a sudden.
Am I? I'm on an hour, 2 minutes.
Yeah, you loaded in 2 minutes ahead of me, which is fine.
Ah, okay.
Hard tower. Things are in.
Town bell. Burgie.
Got a lot to deal with, okay? The town bell is an easy solution for the problem.
Yeah. It's
We're not gonna talk about that it gives you other problems, but you know, it solves the one problem.
Ooh,
Now
Fox is
that
actually making trade cogs intentionally this time.
Yeah, but she only... How much wood does she have on your screen? For me, she's out.
She is 8. 8 wood.
Yeah. Gonna be a rough one.
And these trade cogs can be ranged by Arbalest on land, so...
I would like to throw some appreciation to both Burgie and Skittles' treatment of their base island. Yes, Burgie's basically got his entire village out there, but they still have plenty of woodlines to work with there. They still have res that they can work at home with. Like Skittles still grabbing woodlines there. They're using their starting island for very sustainable, in a very sustainable way.
Yeah. Great and all, but the game's still over.
I 100% agree. They are in the driver's seat right now.
Okay, here comes Burgie's Navy. He's just gonna take out everything they've got up here on this side. Hey, Burgie, you're missing bracer, but that's okay. You have enough. You can attack here. Oh, please, no. Not a 2-hour game. I don't have the mental capacity for this for another hour.
I think once the water gets cleared, they will call it.
Oof. Yeah, all the candy guns going down as well.
That extra projectile from Armenians really eats the opposing Kallians, doesn't it? Like, just looking at how fast they were shooting some stuff down, it's insane.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. And we're gonna finally call the GG.
What a game! What a game! So, Jade, I have received word of the requests to interview the winners.
Okay.
So I made a little channel for us. It's called Winterview. We can hop in there. We'll try and pull Bergie and Skittles over and ask them how they feel about the games.
All right.
Message them right now.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get in here.
Connecting Bergie right now. Hopefully he reads it. I see the chat coming in now. Bergie, what did you say about a 2-hour game? But yeah, what's your opinion on the migration game? What's your opinion on the not 2-hour game this time?
I appreciate that it's a not 2-hour. I have played a 2-hour migration game, and they're a pain.
Can imagine people hiding vills in corners, probably in transport and so
Hello.
forth.
Hello,
Hello.
guys.
Hello, gentlemen. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank
Thank-
you.
So, let's see. Any words? Any relief?
How did you feel about the African clearing game?
I feel really disappointed.
I believe it.
Yeah, we
I
put
guess
in
that's-
practice, but it wasn't great. Like we kind of did some different stuff than our standard like plan, and then yeah, I mean they had like like the standard plan, and then I don't know why, but I put my TC on the woodline, which is not common for me, but that's what I did there. And yeah, they just executed the plan well, so props to them. GG, well played.
Percent. Yeah, we were looking at you. I was wondering because I've played African clearing with you before. I was worried you were not alright anymore, man. But even still, you still adjusted accordingly and was able to get your food income, which was great.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's talk about the other two games. You felt how did you feel that first game? Because that first game was obviously the one that's got the nerves up. Socotra, close range, Sicilian rush.
We
Yeah,
actually messed that one up. We didn't realize that we were the ones who were supposed to ban on that one. We were waiting for them to ban. It got down to like 2 seconds. We realized, oh no, we were the ones who need to ban, and it was too late.
yeah, it
So
was.
I don't know if we were going to ban that one or not, but we didn't even talk about it.
Okay. Interesting.
But on the game, like on the pregame, I was like stalking Fox, right? Just like saying what was going on recently, and I saw her on her 1v1 doing the same strat with the dungeon, and I was kind of expecting like any kind of dungeon rush like this. But yeah, it was interesting to see it in a team game. We got lucky to stop it, and then just managed to take back some up control and win a game from there.
Yeah, I was glad that my really bad Dark Age didn't hurt the team, but I think we pulled through that one.
I think you're underselling yourself. I think there's less food on Socotra, which is a harder thing. You were one of the people that didn't take your deer, and I think that's what you felt during that match. So maybe something for if you ever get Socotra again to look at. But besides that, we were talking about your build on African Clearing. It was a very good FC build, Jade said as well. It's just those scouts that broke in. Just those scouts that broke in were so unlucky. But way to turn it
Yeah.
around, guys. Way to come back from that loss and show a great migration game. Great
Thank you.
migration game.
Just want
We
you
worked
to
on it a
know
little bit, but
that was
I
the first
appreciate it.
time I played migration.
We have
So where did we
Grimcharm.
go wrong? Did we overinvest in C or?
I don't think it was an overinvestment into sea. I think it was an underinvestment onto land. Migration's very tricky to get the dynamic of investing into water and investing into land right. And it's very difficult to do both at the same time. So when you're going into mid Castle Age, you're kind of wanting to stop with putting resources onto water control and focus a lot more on the land.
Yeah, I think I also got unlucky. Like my first TC was right next to
Yeah.
like something. So maybe I should have just dropped a castle first before I dropped a TC because I think I had tons of resources. I was fucking like so bad with resource management. And I think that could have actually maybe like helped me quite a bit, I think.
I can see that. I think a big factor for the like the nail in the coffin was also that Bergie actually sniped Fox's imp TC.
Yeah.
So Fox's imp time was delayed
That's
by
awesome.
quite a bit.
I
Quite
did
a
not
bit.
know that.
I was
She-
really
yeah,
annoyed when I noticed that.
it was 75%. It was a rough one. Very unlucky. But
Was that the one in the top corner there, or
the one in the center. The one in the center your knights
Oh.
took out. The one in the center. But great games, guys. First of all, Fairytale and Grim, great African clearing game. Very good to watch. Grimcharm with absolute great scout play, and you know, great to see a variety of strategies from you guys. Seeing donjons, seeing scout rushes, great variety of stuff.
It was like stealing candy from a kid.
Okay.
Let the shit talking commence. What's
yeah,
up?
it definitely showed me that I need to tighten up my small walling. So that'll be worked on.
Yeah, I would be
Good
real.
games, though.
Some cojones on you, Grimcharm, for running through that TC.
Yeah, like at one point I realized, wait a minute, all these wills are here. What the fuck is going on? I think
Yeah.
there's nothing in the TC.
And through he went. Oh. Yeah, I'd like to ask one more thing to Bergie and Skittles before I am done with questioning. Maybe Jade has stuff that he still wants to know, but migration home map?
Yes.
Are we
We
ready for a
decided-
migration tournament?
We decided that it was probably going to be one that people were less, I guess, experienced on, and so if we practiced it a little bit, then we might have a bit of an advantage. So we may not be the best at it, but maybe we are slightly better at it.
Elo.
The slightly better at it than some of the people who we may be going up against. So maybe that was our one and done.
Let's see.
I mean, during the preparation, we were going through like multiple maps and just in general, people don't really play water at all. So like Bergie was saying, it was just like kind of like a smart like counter map where we were like feeling like we practiced it a couple times and we felt confident on it. And we were like, okay, like if we don't practice it that much and we're like this, it should be like much better if we put in a bit more games. And so yeah, that's why we went with it. And we were on the uptake of not having one specific map the whole time, but at least starting with like a couple of weird maps like this, where it's kind of just smarter for the team where versus or against.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see that. Try to throw your opponents off a bit. Try to get an advantage that way. It's a good strat. I liked watching you guys play it, and I'm curious to see you guys play it more. That's for sure. Jay, do you have anything to add for any of the players?
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Like,
Thank you guys for casting.
You're
thank
welcome.
you
Yeah,
guys
thanks.
for playing.
I think it definitely benefits the tournament overall.
Fox, how's that candy you stole on African clearing from Bergie and
A
Squittlez?
candy. Oh, I just liked when Squittle sent all his archers under my new TC.
I do feel that. I do feel that. Those be rough times.
Yeah.
At one point I was like, Bergie told me he doesn't want to play a 2-hour game. Maybe we wear him out on migration and just like maybe he has to go at somewhere so he might quit. But then Fox was like, no, don't do that.
If Bergie would have quit out of this one, I would have gone to Ohio and asked him what's up with him. But yeah,
Maybe a little bit more than just that.
what a great set, guys. What a great set. I'm looking forward to you guys playing more. Sadly, it's 4 a.m. for me, so I need to go to bed. But
Yeah.
thank you guys a lot for a great set. Thank you, guys, Jade, for having me on your stream.
Yeah, you're very
And
welcome. I had fun.
Yeah, go get some sleep, a boo boo. Good game to you two, and thank you again, Jade.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks for casting. It's really nice from you guys to do it, and it's appreciated.
Yep, I look forward to doing it for future sets.
Same. I had fun, Jade. Thank you.